Greetings everyone. I'm here to do another follow-up video on the one I did previously. It's Saturday the 14th of February 2026. I trust that you are well and that you are enjoying what you have on offer for today. Those of you who have viewed the previous video may think that this brother is making some wild and broad statements in that story that I was trying to do. I basically made a summary in one statement of a big portion of the Bible. But there is evidence and backup for those statements in the Bible scripture as well as historical. You know, when you study academic pursuits, like when you get to a master's degree, you're required to do a dissertation. You have to research for this dissertation, and you have to acknowledge all resources or sources that you utilize for this dissertation, and any statements that you make cannot be made without references where you acknowledge the writer, the publication, etc. In detail. But on YouTube, when we're doing a video of this sort, we have to dispense with that methodology. And all I can do is occasionally refer to scripture. But if you do try to acknowledge and reference each statement that you make, you'll be tied down, and much of your sharing of content will generate into technical details and what is basically regarded as highbrow. And I don't think many people have much stomach or time for that. On this platform, you have to keep the content palatable for the viewer. Hence this method that I use by making broad statements of a story, and if the viewer or viewers find that it's not for them, they can bounce or they can scroll. But bear with me, those of you who are interested and are spiritually aware that there's much more to reality than what meets the eye. The Bible, there's stories that many people are vaguely aware of. For instance, Ishmael and Isaac, those brothers, and Jacob and Esau, also brothers. People don't realize that the Old Testament of the Bible actually is talking about these people, but they have descendants, and the descendants have turned out to be nations and peoples, and the world is in its present state of affairs as a result of biblical stories that are still playing out in the peoples and nations of those characters. So the reason why I mention this is that quite a few people will think that this is just sucking out of your thumb to make such broad statements, but I'm trying to say that actually there is background to it, there is references, there is proof or evidence of it. Those of you that are spiritually aware will probably find this edible and will want to follow up on this. And my main task is to encourage people to read their Bibles, to study their Bibles, and to get to know more detail of these stories that I'm mentioning now. I'm just trying to alert you to the series that I'm doing, where I'm going to show how our modern peoples and nations are still related to what happened in the Old Testament, and it's playing out according to the prophecies that are found in the Bible. Those of us that don't have this desire for this information and find it irrelevant, in all probability will be again left unaware, left behind, like the large majority of the people on this earth who were left behind and unaware of what really is happening in 2020 to 2022 in that medical crisis that we experienced. So I'm going to continue with this form of content going forward, and I would hope that more people will follow. And the only way you can get other people who are possibly interested in this is to press the like button, and you're welcome to make comments so that the algorithm can increase viewership to this kind of content. So just one last one. In the Bible, there's a point that's made there: publish and conceal not. In other words, it's required to share this information and to get to know what is really going on. I wish you a great and a wonderful Saturday and weekend.